What's up, everybody? This is Lyle with No Hippie Barbecue. A while back I did a recipe that called for caramelized onions, and I had a question from somebody asking if there was a quicker way to caramelize onions. I couldn't come up with a quicker way to do it, but I did a little bit of research and I saw a nice crock pot recipe, and this is kind of how we're going to do this. And I think if you're going to be busy at work or busy doing whatever for the day, this is a good way for you to do some caramelized onions. Anyway, it's a very simple recipe. First thing we need to do is slice our onions. Now the recipe that I'm doing, I'm kind of bulking it up a little bit, so I'm using 4 pounds of onions and about a half a cup of butter. I'm going to be slicing this onion with a knife that was sent to me by Kuma Knives. I'm telling you, and if you've seen any of my reviews, you know that I keep it real. You know, if I don't like something, I'll mention something like that in a video. And even things I like, I do bring up the negatives. This knife right here could have saved me $60 on a brand new knife set. And the only reason I bought it was because I didn't have a good chef knife. Anyway, if you're watching this video in like March of 2017, I am going to be having a giveaway on this. I'll put a link to that video in the iCard above in the description below. Run by there, enter, you might get a free knife. Anyway, all we're going to do is slice these onions up thinly. And this knife has a good rocking motion on it. And I'm not the best, at knife skills out there. I would say I'm slightly above average. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and finish slicing this onion up. Really all that we're going to do, I have my crock pot going. This happens to be a roaster crock pot kind of a combo. What we're going to do is just throw our onions in. And I will cut up this other thing, or this other onion in a bit. We're going to slice this butter into pats, and we're just going to kind of throw these in. And we're going to throw our crock pot, or we're going to let our crock pot go for 8 hours. Now, if you have a chance to come in here and stir it in like 4 hours, that's going to be optimum. If you can't, it should be fine. Anyway, let's see how this turns out in 8 hours. We are 4 hours into this. It said if you have a chance, go ahead and stir it up, so that's what we're going to do. And they look like they're pretty soft right now. They're on their way to being caramelized, but they have a long way to go. I'm going to go ahead and put the lid back on. Let's go another 4 hours. This is kind of what our caramelized onions are looking like after 8 hours. I was thinking about doing some soup with this, but you know what? I think I'm going to take it outside the box and do like a stuffed meatloaf with this. Anyway, I'm going to pull this back, take a couple bites of this, see if it needs any salt, pepper, or anything like that, and it's a wrap. Caramelized onions are a wrap. I'm telling you, this is an extremely simple way to make caramelized onions. I haven't really tasted it yet, so really it all comes down to that. Delicious. You know what? If I was making this for some onion soup, I might add a little bit of salt and pepper to it or something like that. These are really sweet. Perfect color on them. Like I said, what I'm going to do is take this outside the box. I'm going to be doing a meatloaf recipe, and as soon as I'm done with that meatloaf recipe, I'm going to put a link to that video in the iCard above in the description below. But I think a meatloaf is a perfect way to just use random stuff that you have left over in your kitchen. So I'm probably going to do a stuffed meatloaf, and I'm going to have it stuffed with some of these caramelized onions, some cheese, some other stuff. Anyway, thanks for stopping by No Hippie Barbecue. I appreciate it. Knock these out. Perfect way to make them without being around.